Well, I mean, you're trying to grow your channel and everything, right?
Yeah, I am.
Did you want to do a tier list with me, and then I'll credit you in the video? We'll do it together.
Oh shoot! Wait, actually?
Yeah, like
Yeah, I'm so down.
right now. Okay, cool. Yeah, let's try that. Plyfofun. He's gonna help us do this
No?
tier list. This will be fun. This will be different. Doing this through the in-game chat. Plyfofun is a top 500 multi-classer or multi-hero player. So let's get right into it. Adam Warlock. Where would you put Adam Warlock on the tier list, Ply? I have my thoughts.
He's a interesting character. It's really annoying seeing him in like 222. He's not really that strong, but I will say in triple support, he is probably one of the stronger triple support heroes that you can pick. Right?
I think he's very good.
And the res, yes.
And I don't think Adams have really hit their peak with them either. I've seen some clips from Only Legs where he is just doing some insane movement, insane tech. I think the Adam Warlocks are going to continue to get better. So I personally think he's A tier. What about you?
I think so too. Now the fact that he's able to contest angles that he couldn't before just makes him even more of a broken character.
Okay. What about Black Panther? So I actually had a game where I was playing Ultron and a Black Panther, which I had never seen before because of his new movement tech, actually sniped me out of the sky. I wasn't even mad. Usually when I die, I get angry, but I was honestly just impressed. I'm like, that was pretty cool. So some anime BS. So I think Black Panther is no longer bottom of the barrel. What about you?
I don't know. I believe he's still one of the worst dive heroes.
Yeah,
because I'm a support main and I know how to play against dive. He struggles really hard against Invis or Aware, and people that know how to mark characters. I can't put him any higher than B tier, honestly.
I was gonna put him in C. Do you think C was good?
Okay, that's good. That's better. Yeah, I think C, maybe even D. I think he's still the worst dive.
Why were you thinking B? Do you actually think some people would put him up at B? I don't think so. I think he's still pretty easily countered. He's definitely better. You can kind of I see a few BPs kind of carry with like Culk but like I still don't think he's meta or anything.
I guess I have like two separate views. BP is actually really strong in coordinated settings. I think he's really good at creating windows of timing for other people, right? And he can be a pretty good character, but alone he is like D tier. He is awful. Like you can't solo queue with that character and play by himself. So like I guess like in a middle ground it would make sense to be like C tier, but
all right, Widow D, right?
yeah, I'll put Widow at D.
I swear, even the most cracked widows, I feel like still like you have to be so good on her, and she's still. I don't know. I feel like if you have a Widow on your team, it's really hard to win unless the enemy team is just completely dysfunctional. That's kind of where I'm at with her.
Damage. She has to like hard pressure only one character at a time, and the cooldown of like just shooting just takes forever. And you know, like healing is just insane in this game. Also the amount of shields, Invis hard counter, Strange hard counter. There are so many characters that just full on counter this character, like this hero, to where like she is nearly unplayable if you have a team that's able to like just play a little bit around her by having like two heroes. So yeah, she's definitely the worst.
Yeah, definitely right there with you. All right, Captain America got a nerf 10% to his ult charge generation during his ult, but also got his shield cancel tech, I think made easier, I believe is what had happened, but it's now technically a little worse. But I think Cap is in a pretty good spot right now. The only reason I wouldn't put him in S is because I'm not sure how much the changes have affected him. I personally think Cap is like right on the border of S, like high A. Because I still think he can struggle to kill things, but I don't know. This is one I'm probably not 100% on because I haven't played him with the changes yet. So what do you think? Am I kind of on the right track with Cap, A or S?
He feels awful. I'm gonna be completely honest with you. He feels absolutely like terrible. Like if you play Cap and you used to do his animation cancel, it feels completely different. I will say, there are some people.
Wait, awful to play?
Yeah, I hate playing him now.
Oh,
I hate playing him. The way like he attacks now, it feels super sluggish and slow. His movement is still decent. And his damage is somewhat okay, but he just feels awful. And with this current patch at least. There is new tech though that I haven't explored yet. I feel like in coordinated play and stuff, I think he belongs in like kind of lower A tier now.
Okay, A tier then. Well, then I'm glad that was like kind of my inclination too, is A. We'll put him below Adam then, and we got to add a row above. We'll just call it like God. I don't know. God tier.
Yeah. I know that like some people like having tier lists where either you have like a picker band, like the best, or best of role, like they're the best tank in that role or the best like support or whatnot.
I don't like to do that because
Okay.
I tend to want to show people their power level relative to each other through like ordering them, and having a separate tier for just like the top characters to me seems a little redundant.
Fair enough.
Because it's just like you just look at the highest one anyway, and then it's like if they are in like a tier of their own with that they're better. BIS, yeah, that's like a WoW term. It's best in slot. Yeah, I'm aware of it. I personally don't like tier lists that do that. I don't like it. I mean, leave a comment if you are someone who does. If enough people say they want me to have a BIS slot, God to me is just S plus. It's just the best at something.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I was trying to get a grasp
It
of. Like,
got-
what is God?
Yeah, I don't know. It's random. It's basically the same thing. Whatever. All right. Cloak and Dagger. I mean, I think she's probably like a top support. I think this is pretty easy S. I don't think she's like God. I don't think she's impossible to deal with though. You know, her cooldowns are super short and she can carry games really hard, but she still has counterplay. So I think that to me is an S character. Yeah.
She has to be top of S though. In my opinion, I think she's one of the best support characters in the game, and
I agree.
It's because of the blind. There's just so much follow-up that you can do as a team when you blind people. You can kill through support ults, you deny a lot of pressure, and yeah, people just literally stop shooting when they're blinded. It is insane. That ability is like kind of broken, and I honestly think it needs to be like slightly nerfed in some way.
Some people in chat said A tier. Some people in chat say God. Do you want to take this opportunity to put her into the God? Like best?
I think she is like the best support.
Really?
Yeah, actually, like
wow,
her blinds are just so broken.
I'll take Ply's word for it because he plays a lot of different heroes. We'll put her in the God tier. That's crazy. Was not expecting that. Okay.
I mean, yeah, we lost so many games because of Cloak and Daggers. Like the ultimate and her like utility is just it's awful.
Yeah,
it
just
lasts so long.
And I haven't said this yet. We do tier lists not based off of pro player competitive, but for the average player trying to grind ranks. So we're talking like
Yeah.
You know, Eternity, Celestial, like not necessarily the top 500 meta, but like the best characters to climb with for like most of the player base. Okay, yeah, go ahead.
One thing I want to add: Cloak and Dagger is literally the counter to most characters in the game. So like, she is like disgustingly broken. Like, if you want to go against like a Deadpool, play Cloak and Dagger. Cloak and Dagger is broken. I'm forced TTK to play a different way on Tankful because I was on Cloak and Dagger and my Loki was kind of goated. Like that hero is just disgusting.
Okay. Doctor Strange. Doctor Strange now has team up with it's Invis Doctor Strange. The pull in
pull ability,
but his shield got nerfed by 100. I think Doctor Strange is roughly in the same spot. I think he's probably one of the weaker tanks. I feel like he's one of the only tanks that I go against where I'm not just shrugging off being annoyed that I have I feel like he's actually pretty balanced. I think he's middle of the pack. It's like strong, decent to have on your team. I think that to me is a B tier tank. What are your thoughts?
I think so too. It's just hard to say with the team up. Do you think the team up would bring him up to A? Because that team up is pretty strong, especially against Hulk players or Caps.
It does affect the matchup. That's actually a really good point. Yeah, like the changes to the Strange trajectory with his jump now, like he cancel and kind of like float back, does make him a lot harder to air stun. And at the end of the day, I think just because Strange is one of the more balanced characters, he's never going to be hard meta unless he has some kind of broken mechanic like Gamma he had where he could just kind of one-shot, which I don't think he can one-shot super reliably right now. Like, I don't see it happen nearly as much as I used to. And I don't know the exact damage thresholds, but it seems like he's just short, even with the full charge Maelstrom. So,
he is.
I think he's middle of the pack. I think he's a solid character. One of the more balanced characters. I think B is where we'll put him. Groot.
I agree.
Groot is like Cloak is another character I'm seeing constantly pick or banned. I think Groot's just. See, this is why I don't like Biss, is because I think Groot and another tank we'll talk about a little bit later are just head and shoulders above everybody else. So I would personally put Groot in God, personally. But I know that some people view Groot as like a character that you can counter and kind of force off of, and I just, again, I think the commitment you have to do that is so great, and you don't even get that much. Like, swapping a punny for Groot doesn't mean you just auto win the matchup. Like, if the Groot's good, he can still completely run the game. I just think this character forces your entire team to swap, and he just kind of, it's like Groot Moon Knight's such a good comp. I don't know. I think Groot's just so broken. He needs nerfs.
Yeah, he is definitely the most broken tank in the game. Changing up the environment, doing insane amount of burst damage, and the amount of team play with this guy is just insane. Like, everyone has to change the way they play because there's just a Groot in the lobby, and
100%.
And that's why he's just the most broken tank in the game.
All right, so Hawkeye got some nerfs. I'm seeing a lot of Hawkeye players struggle. I'll let you take the lead with this one, Ply. But thoughts on Hawkeye? I've been seeing Hawkeye. I think actually got hit, unlike some of the other poke characters that we'll get to. What do you think? What do you think?
He definitely did. It's kind of hard to tell if it's because of the nerf or because of the meta shift, right? We're seeing a lot more like staggered comps. We're seeing a lot more Deadpool, which is a hard counter to Hawkeye. We're also seeing a lot, like a bit of shield tanks. I've been seeing a bit more Strange mains. Strange is pretty decent to Hawkeye, not the best. His damage is kind of gone now, and his ult is not as like oppressive as it used to be. So
I feel like they never have ult. They never have ult.
Yeah, no, I agree. He just doesn't output as much damage as he used to. Like, before, I remember getting 2-tapped as like playing Thor, and that was dumb. But like, no, he feels definitely worse this season.
Where would you put him?
That's a good question. I think I'll put him at B because I think he can still hard carry games. That one-shot potential, if not higher end of C. I'm
gonna take the professional override. I'm gonna go higher into C. I agree. I think Hawkeye is he's not. Even if you're good on him, if Hawkeyes are starting not to play him, and I had someone talking about Clips, who's a Hawkeye player, like just he I don't want to like throw anybody under the bus, but I don't know. The talk I've seen among Hawkeye players is not great. They're not happy right now, and when the mains of the characters aren't really playing them as much, I think you got to start looking at not just the power level, but like the players playing them kind of almost give you your answer for you in some ways. Like, if you don't feel like you can reliably carry a game and there's better options, at a certain point your character's just starting to become irrelevant, and that's kind of how I feel about Hawkeye a little bit. I like BP for instance is way more played than Hawkeye, and like way more popular, which is kind of crazy because I do think Hawkeye's still better, but if they don't play him, then what difference does it make, right? So that's kind of where I'm at.
True.
Like, Phoenix and Hela are just way better.
Yeah, I feel like they have like the same carry potential, if that makes sense. Like, until the team kind of figures out, okay, they have a Hawkeye, we're gonna like play around it. It's not too hard. Same thing as BP. It's actually pretty easy to play around a BP. Just go Thing or play a little more anti-dive comp. It's pretty easy to counter once you like identify, oh, they're playing that character. So yeah. I definitely agree.
Okay. Hela, another poke character. I know Hela got nerfed, and I had Momo talk about Hela on the podcast saying she's not that good anymore. And obviously, like, Phoenix kind of has a favorable matchup with the ults, but I don't know. I still see Hela absolutely run lobbies. I feel like she's really good.
I've seen some pro players pick Hela over Phoenix.
Really?
Like, I actually kind of find it crazy, but like, yeah, Hela is just she's kind of easier to aim with, and she feels more consistent if you're able to close the distance, right? Um, the difference between Hela and Phoenix is you'll typically see Phoenix more abilities and more cooldowns, right? While Hela, if you can play her and close the distance without getting punished, I honestly believe that she is stronger than Phoenix because of that threat, right? So it really depends on like what the enemy team is playing and how well they're playing into a Hela, if they're marking her and playing against her correctly. But I think she's still really strong.
Yeah, I feel like in the hands of someone who can aim, she's S. I think in the hands of the average player, she's probably A. I think that team up for me, though, is really what puts her into S. For me personally, like the bottom of S is the team up, because it just how it functions in a ranked environment with the snowballing you can do in a given fight just when you get a kill with the squids. And Namora is also very, very strong right now. I think bottom S is where I would put her, but but maybe I'm a little biased because I play characters that, you know, she tends to tag pretty hard. So what about you, Ply? Where do you think?
Yeah, I definitely agree. I feel like she's definitely S tier, but I wouldn't put her top of S. Like probably mid to low tier S.
Okay, cool. Ooh, well, I'll take the lead on this one. We're up to Hulk. Up to Hulk.
Oh, man, he's great.
I think Hulk is really, really good right now. Really, really good. The global alt charge nerf helped. More bans helped. That being said, I don't know, man. I think Hulk has still a lot of the same weaknesses. Boga rated him B. So I don't really know if he's an S tier character because all the best comps still are decent into him. And then you also have all the counters that people play in the ranked games. I don't think Hulk is S personally. I think if you have a comp built around him, he's meta and can work really well. But I think in a typical ranked environment, I think he's high A personally. But
I agree.
You agree, really? So you don't?
I agree.
You think Hulk is counterable enough to where, right? The neutral. You think because he's just it's so risky to play him in the neutral?
It's mainly because of okay. If you think about neutrals, you're usually thinking about dive. Dive is really scary during neutrals because they don't rely on ultimates. If anything, ultimates is the counter to like dive. If you constantly have a support ult, like you just counter. But like because neutral game is being played more, dive, you're seeing more dive comps. You're seeing Deadpools, you're seeing Black Panther, you're seeing Spider-Man. Spider-Man is great. You're seeing all these dive characters kind of like come out because of the neutral game. And this is where Hulk is actually crucial. He's really good into anti-dive. He's really good at pressuring characters that has high mobility, and he can pretty much go anywhere as like he wills. Like he can jump like everywhere. And his B-hops and his ult is insane. I think he's like in a really good spot when it comes to neutrals. Yes, there are counters, but because neutral and dive kind of support each other a little bit more, I think that kind of buffs up Hulk within like this current season because of the current meta.
Believe it or
and
not,
especially in ranked.
Yeah, I agree to an extent. I feel like, though, with dive comps, the reason I don't put Hulk in S is he doesn't really have a defined place in those types of comps. Like, he's outclassed by people like Venom, for instance, who I think is better than Hulk right now. Hulk's win rate, Ply, I don't know if you know this, also very, very bad into dive. So Hulk struggles win rate-wise with Daredevil, win rate-wise with Magic, but who are both, I think, pretty strong picks right now. I also think against a Spider-Man who knows what they're doing, it's a skill matchup, it is, but I do think it's pretty favored in the Spider-Man's hands if they know how to play it. And I think people are still learning that. I think Hulk, just meta-wise, he's very good. He's only gotten better. I think I had him like C last season unofficially, or B. I don't even remember, but he's definitely better. But I still don't think... I don't think he's hard meta. I really don't. I think he's very, very good and can carry very hard. And just kind of how the meta is doesn't let him truly be like pickable all the time. So A is where I'm going to put him. I think high A. He's situational in some ways, but I think most of the time you can pick him with the right band setup. Okay, spent a lot of time on Hulk. Let's try to speed this up a little bit. Iron Fist. Yeah, this is a tough one. I don't think Iron Fist is that great, but it's mainly just because, like off angles, he kind of. We were talking about this on the podcast too.
I'm obsessed with Nature's Promise at full
What the heck?
Me
Hold
too.
up.
It's made with all these.
Sorry, I just got an ad. I think Iron Fist is pretty mid. Like, he's pretty much just hits tanks and there's a lot of triple healer and he just doesn't seem to kill anything. I think he's like low B, to be honest. But
I agree. He kind of just like does a bunch of poke damage like in front of you in your face, and then like he runs away, and then he does it. He just repeats the cycle every time. The only time I've seen like an Iron Fist player like actually scary is when he goes for the backline and the backline doesn't know how to play the game. But otherwise, like, yeah, Iron Fist is really not that scary this season.
yeah, like, and I do think in the hands of a really good Iron Fist, you can carry super hard, and I've definitely seen it, but I don't think it's happening as much. I think Elsa too is like, I think he struggles heavily with her. I mean, I think everybody struggles with her, but I just think he's B just because it's harder for him than other heroes, and I think a lot has to go right. Adam and Cap in A tier is laughable. Yeah, I mean, that's why we have tier lists, you know. People have discussions and give their opinions. Keep those comments coming, chat. Iron Man. So Iron Man got some buffs. He gets a reset on his, or an extra 2 seconds on his beam if he gets a kill. So it encourages Iron Mans to really be more aggressive and, you know, like more snowballing mechanics into fights. Where would you put Iron Man, Ply?
This is a kind of hard one. I actually hate playing into Iron Man.
I love it.
I play a lot of Emma Frost, and man, like anyone that beams or does a lot of damage like continuously, especially like that's playing Emma, like it's just awful. I
think he's counterable
that good,
though. Yeah, I think he's counterable. Yeah. I think like high C is where I would put him.
I think so too. He's around the same level as those DPS. Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's above him, but I think yeah, like Iron Fist I think can noticeably take over a game more than
paired with like a Ultron or Storm, I can see him being in B tier, like definitely in B tier, but like
he has comps.
On his own, he's in C tier, like
yeah. I also feel like Ultron is like sleeper kind of decent right now, and I've seen Iron Man Ultrons do pretty well, and I don't think he's terrible though. Like I think he can. You pick him sometimes, but yeah, Jeff's S. I hate Jeff. He's so good right now, right? Because the neutral is way longer, and he still gets his ult so fast. True. Jeff is broken. I'm sorry.
That's true.
He's so much better now. I think Jeff is S. I'm just gonna put him there, Fly. I'm sorry. I'm not even gonna. I feel so strongly about this. I think Jeff is one of the best healers right now. I think he's S. I mean, do you disagree? It's okay if you do. You're allowed to disagree. Don't be scared. Jeff is B. Jeff is A.
I've seen some terrible Jeff players though.
It doesn't. You can't judge them off the terrible ones though.
But I think that's true. That's true. But
most of them are terrible.
Like, if you think about how Jeff is played, he is really good into dive, like playing with the dive comp and against dive. He is like unkillable, right?
It's a really good point.
When you have a constant stream and like you speed boost your Daredevil, you speed boost your Iron Fist, you speed boost like your Venom, that Venom team up is really good. Deadpool is really good. He has the insane team ups. Like he literally has it all. And it's insane how much you can really carry on this character. I've been seeing a lot more Jeff mains in like high elo too. Like he's really good right now.
Loki. You play a little Loki, right, Ply?
Yeah, he is broken with the correct characters. I say he's kind of comp dependent though, and I can't put him in God. I can't.
Okay.
He's definitely S tier.
Better than Jeff, right? Definitely better than Jeff. Or no? I think he is.
Yes, I will say like yes, he is better than Jeff. Mainly because of like he's played in so many more comps than Jeff. Jeff is like he's really good into dive, but like Loki is good into like pretty much like everything. Flyer meta he really like struggles into though. That's like the one thing that Loki just can't deal with.
True.
But,
yeah. Which we're not in, thankfully.
yeah.
But I feel like we're just a change or two away from getting there, to be honest.
I think so too.
Yeah, I mean, Chad, he still pairs with Gambit. That's still in the game. But we got Luna now. Okay, so Luna, she just... What did they do? They buffed her. What did they do? I'm drawing a blank. They gave her another buff, right? They
made her...
Icicle...
You know her, like, little... Yeah, her flake, whenever someone gets an assist or a kill, her clap ability decreases by, I believe, 2 seconds. I think that was the buff.
Is that enough to move Luna up? I'm actually going to look at the win rates of Luna. I'm kind of curious here. If you wanted to just give your thoughts on Luna, Ply, while I do that, because she was at like 41% win rate, and I have not looked at her yet. Here we go.
Yeah, she's an interesting character. It's crazy how like she was like picker ban, like hard meta to, well, there's so much power creep in the game. Like she's like not good anymore, right? And with the like with their buffs, I don't think that made her really any better. You still have like the same playbook. It really didn't change for Luna mains, to be honest, of like having her clap decrease when like you get a kill.
She's getting picked more, which is a good sign. Her win
Probably
rate...
with White Fox.
Yeah, her win rate went up a couple percentage points, which... Wow, I didn't even know his thing is 45% win rate. Yeah, so Luna's still pretty low. Rivals meta puts her at C tier in her Celestial Plus. I don't think Luna's C tier, but relative to other supports, maybe she is. But relative to the rest of the heroes, I don't think so. I still think you'd want a Luna on your team over most of the characters in the game.
Are we considering bans? If we're considering, okay, Luna's out of the game, Loki, like Cloak and Dagger, like she is kind of the best option when people are banned, or even like Dive, like now you can finally ban Dive. Are we considering bans?
Yeah, I don't think she's like terrible, but yeah, I think just because of how weak she is to Dive, I'd probably put her B, believe it or not, which I don't normally do for healers, but I don't think the changes were too much more. Maybe you're supposed to play her as like a third healer, kind of like a damage dealer now, but I'm unsure of this. I think like probably high B. Would you think higher though?
I just give her B. I can't put her in A, mainly because she doesn't bring any more value than what all the other support characters are able to do. Yes, she has a stun, which is decent, and her burst damage is really good. She's really good at like taking control of like where the damage is being output. Say that someone was like in the off angle, I can finally poke them on Luna. Say that Spider-Man is not being dealt with, I can play Luna and play use my clap. Like she is useful in situations where your team is not putting pressure or damage in the right area, right? So I can't put her anywhere like
yeah, that's good insight. That's
below, but yeah,
no, that makes a lot of sense. Magic. So Magic now, her dash has the knock-up one is now a lot easier to hit. Where would you put Magic? I think she's pretty good. I see Magic's carry, but she can kind of get shut down by characters like Thing and Helen the Moor. I think she's like A. I think she's like a really good DPS, solid, pretty strong character. I'd probably put her, honestly, decent in A. Like, I'd probably put her above Adam and Cap, to be honest. I think Magic's really good.
Really?
Pick and roll console. He's like rank 2. He's like Magic as one of his... Actually, I don't know how much he actually plays her, but I do think he still plays her. That's like his main character, so... I think she's really good. I think most Magics just aren't. But curious to hear your thoughts.
It's really interesting because like I hard farm Magic players, especially on support.
Really?
It's really about marking her. It's like it's kind of the same thing for all of Dive, but the problem with Magic is she doesn't have the same amount of mobility as the other dive characters, DD has insane
Yeah,
mobility. He can
I feel like
go
she's
across
kind
the
of
map.
balanced in that
Spider-Man.
way. Like she has.
She definitely the most balanced dive and respectable hero in my opinion.
So you would say then the skill matchup is like heavily favored in the hands of most supports when it's supports versus magic, to the point where like if equal skill, magic would lose that.
Yes, I actually do believe so.
Really? Okay, well that means she's not A then.
I think she would be in low A though. I think she's really good into certain comps. I think her ultimate's really strong, and that's the only reason why I'm bumping her a little bit higher.
Because she can kill through
one-shot people.
Yes,
Yeah,
and that's what I was going to say too. Is she can one shot through a lot of alts. Okay, so low A. So we were close then. I'm cool with low A. I like that. Magneto. Magneto got self bubble cooldown reduced, and then bubble on teammates actually went up. I think Magneto's still really good. I don't think he's OP though. Oh yeah, and his ult moves quicker, like some other tanks are. I still think Mag is really good, and like you would definitely want a Mag on your team over something like Hulk in most situations. Like people are always asking for shield tanks. People aren't always asking, can we get a Hulk on our team? People are still always asking for shield tanks. So I think in the hands of a good Mag, I think he's still S, like bottom S.
Yeah, he has to be S. He
Just
is,
comp
like, the
wise.
most, like,
He's just too impactful. He's just too impactful. You can't have him not an S. He's just too impactful. If you're good enough on Mag, you run lobbies. It's just that simple. I think Hulk is gated by.
So good.
Yeah, it's insane. He's so good. All right, I'm glad we agreed on that one. Mantis, I think Mantis is S too, but she's really comp dependent, which is why I would put her bottom at S. Thoughts?
I agree. She has to be an S. She is the best triple support character.
Yeah,
I think
she is
the
triple
best
support
character.
And triple support is still good. And again, chat, like you may not have a good Mantis players, but when you run into a genuinely good one, she is oppressive, absolutely oppressive. You have to basically force people to very specific, narrow comps if you are good at Mantis. She forces, and not everybody can play those things. So I think Mantis is just in the hands of a good player. Again, I got the Celestial on Mantis, not knowing how to aim. Like very well. Like my aim is probably like I'm not some like I'm a punchy player, right? So I can only imagine just in the hands of on this character someone who has like good aiming. She's still good. She hasn't really been hit too hard by anything, and I think she's really good in the neutral too. Ply like with the damage amp.
Yeah, she is. It is insane. The problem with triple support is usually the damage, and because Mantis is like she has a damage boost. She allows certain characters to one shot through support ults. That is insane, like just in itself. And now, her mobility is like decent. She has a sleep. Like she is just insanely strong.
All right,
yeah, definitely Esther.
Moon Knight. I think Moon Knight is just he's so toxic. He's such a toxic character. He's just so overtuned. He's just so overtuned. Like I think Moon Knight's like top S or sorry, top A. Sorry, top A. Top A. I think Moon Knight's just like
I don't know. He might even be S.
You think he's S? That's a Freudian slip. I actually believe S. Bottom S, top A. What are we thinking? Moon Knight's so OP.
It's old. He just gets old before everyone else. He laps people. He like laps my supports 3 times depending on the comp. Like, it is disgusting.
I still think you can dive him though. Like I agree with the
That's true.
Elegant Wiz. I think a lot of people don't shoot onks, and people who actually do it, people are paying attention more to where he is. I think he's not as bad. It's the only reason I wouldn't put him in S. Maybe I'm a little biased as a Hulk player.
I definitely do think it's A because there's other characters that got buffed that kind of hard counters him now, and people just knows how to play Moon Knight. Like he's pretty easy to kill. So yeah, I agree. He can't really be at S.
Compare Moon Knight to a character like Namor, right? Who doesn't need Groot ult to land guaranteed ults, and I like to me Namor is just better in every way than Moon Knight. Like when you ask for like what does he provide for a team, Moon Knight's just a lot of damage. Namor has like he's anti-dive, he can harass supports really well safely, he he just is like just very consistent, guaranteed damage, and can still kill through support. Kills through support ults without Groot if he's good. I think Namor is S, believe it or not.
Yeah, I believe it's S. He's so strong into Cloak and Dagger, believe it or not.
And yeah, counter to Cloak and Dagger, yeah, that's really good. And Jeff, two characters that are very strong, and he just has so much going for him.
Heal, yeah. He's kind of broken right now. I
think he's around where Hela is. I think he's probably. Do we think he's better than Hela?
I think he's stronger.
Yeah. I kind of do too.
I honestly think Dry No More is stronger than Hela.
You know what? And I'll even put him above Jeff because he counters Jeff. You know what? Why not? I think Namor is like one of the best DPS. I love having a Namor on my team. That's why I was trying to get Chibi to come back. I think Namor is people. I don't think people realize how good he is. Maybe I don't know. Maybe not above Mag though. It's tough. Or Mantis. I don't know. Maybe we put Mantis above Jeff.
Hard to compare those characters because like they serve a different purpose, right? But they're all in the same tier. I definitely think they're all in the same tier.
I do like to try and order them.
Fair enough. I do think Namor is better than Hela though.
Yeah,
I do think that.
We'll do this. We'll do this for now.
Yeah.
Penny. Where you got Penny, Ply?
I don't know. I laugh every time when you swap to Penny. Every time you see a Penny, and Atlas crashing out whenever he sees a Penny as a thing player.
I think Penny is so broken, but you just kind of pick counters. It's not that bad.
I think she's so bad though. I really think because of the map design. I do a lot of coaching and I tell people, hey, if you want to pick a different route, it completely screws up Penny. High ground screws up Penny. Like. If you just play height, it is nearly impossible to put your mines up there and set up traps. Like, I just don't think people understand how to play against her yet. And yes, her having her team up was really strong, but now that's taken away. I think she might be like the worst tank in the game. She doesn't really serve too much of a purpose, and when she's say that like you're using her as anti-dive, she's not even the best at that. She's decent, but it's really only good against melee characters.
So what do we feeling? C tier? I feel like she does have some use, and still for the average player, I think she is pretty tough. And even in like the higher ranks, a lot of times people don't always have an answer for her right away. Do you think C is fair? High C?
Yeah.
Or lower?
Can't go any higher than C. I have to put her mid C to be honest.
Mid C?
I think she's like one of the worst characters in the game. She's so counterable.
Psylocke. Yeah. I think the Psylocke buffs are insane. She's back. I feel like I see this character carry all the time. Fun. I think she's S.
I think so too. She's definitely like back.
I think she's one of the best DPS in the game. Weak. Yeah.
It's hard to say though. I think Psylocke excels at 1v1. She can beat really almost any DPS characters in a 1v1. There are like a few characters like Daredevil, and Fantastics of course, but like most of the 1v1 matchups, Psylocke will win, like Hela, Phoenix. She struggles really hard into like comps that are more brawlish and more like grouped together. And that's where she just pokes and does nothing. And then her ult does nothing as well. So I think
Namor's decent into her too, actually.
Yeah, Namor is pretty decent into her too. Yeah, Squids, yes, like an escapability and just constantly poking her. I can't give her like the high S tier. I think it has to be mid to low range S tier compared to the other heroes.
Okay. Mid to low range. Do you think she's above Hela? I think she is, personally.
That's a good question. I think so. I think you're able to do a little bit more as Psylocke compared to Hela.
Psy's not S, she's S, chat. I don't care about. Oh wait, Death and Gaming. We have a Psylocke player, Eternity Psylocke in chat. Death. What are we thinking? And did we get it right with mid S on Psylocke? Did we get it right? I don't know. I see Psylocke's run some games, and it is not fun. She's pretty tough to deal with, but yeah, I do agree with about the ult. I think Psylocke's gonna know how to do that one shot though. Like she has the one shot again. She A+ and S- with team up.
True. That team up makes her like, yeah, I agree. I think she's definitely like high S with that team up. That team up is insane.
All right, we'll Ply says high S, Death says low S. We'll put her in lowish S. Okay.
I think in the middle is the most like fair spot.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah.
A Rocket Raccoon. I think Rocket's still pretty good right now. I think he's pretty solid. I don't know if it's just all my Rockets are bad, but I just feel like Cloak makes Rocket way worse. And unless you're really coordinated on him with your ults, I don't know. It's something about me that just makes me want to put Rocket in A now, which I'm normally pretty high on him.
I will say in ranked, we've been having a lot of like me on like Rocket, and then someone picks like Ultron or Adam, like some random like triple support character, but we're running 2-2-2. That's where Rocket actually like excels. He's actually pretty good, like carrying over the heals that like you would typically see in 2-2-2. So he definitely has a place, and also his survivability. The nerfs did hit him pretty hard, wall climbing and everything. But otherwise, like other than that, I think he's still a pretty viable character.
I agree. I think he's like high A. You think that's good, or I just don't think he's S with Cloak good right now. I just don't think he is. Okay.
Definitely not. But he's good with animal backline as well. Animal backline is insane.
Haven't seen that a lot.
Diving, so yeah.
All right. Wanda. I don't think that changes really did much. I think she's still D. Yeah, like.
I agree.
I don't think she's good.
I think she's bad. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, she's a low elo pick. You pick her into dive in lower ranks. Spider-Man. I think Spider-Mans are starting to finally get good at him. I think this is an S tier character. I think he's absolutely terrifying, and a good Spider-Man absolutely runs lobbies. Absolutely runs lobbies. They're starting to get good enough now to where I think we can have a realistic conversation about this. But I think with the extended neutral, I think that helps him. I think just the types of like heroes that are played, like the tanks and all the I don't even know what to say. Like he just the stun is broken. He has an answer to everything. They're just starting to get good. It's really what it is. Like it's not even the meta so much as they're just starting to get good, and they're like learning how to play. Thoughts, Ply?
I agree to an extent. So I did like do an account where I hit Eternity with like playing mainly like a lot of Spider-Man, and then like support here and there because like no one likes to play support, right? So he definitely can carry lobbies. I will say though, he gets worse and worse the higher elo you get and the better support players you're playing against. He struggles hard with the environment, especially if there's a lot of bunkers, if there's a lot of pillars, if there's any way people can wrap themselves around like a building or like an object. Is really annoying to play.
People
Spider-Man.
do not play around environments in lower ranks enough, and I totally agree with you. That is an interesting conversation to have. Do you think that bumps him out of S, that people just don't do that and they haven't caught on yet? Or do you think, like, where would you put Spider-Man?
Personally, as like a competent like support player, and like I've been playing against Spider-Mans all the time, I can't. He's
not S?
I do think he's the best dive.
This is why I brought you on, because we got to set the record straight. There's not a ton of support players who do tier lists, or people who are good at it. So you don't think he's A? You think he's A?
No, I think he's S. It's just the amount of options you're given at Spider-Man is just too much to where, he has to be S. Compared to all the other characters, he has to be S.
Wow.
At least.
Okay.
I'm thinking about it.
S tier, chat. We both think Spider-Man's S tier. All right, Squirrel Girl. I barely see this character picked when she is. It's unless people are playing really bad, she doesn't do too much. I think she's D tier. I think Squirrel Girl's D tier.
Yeah, I only seen her like play against animal backline or stopping spawn holds. Like typically, like I would see scrims where you would have like a storm and Squirrel Girl and just like just demolish the spawn hold. So she's really good into like triple tanks, I guess. But like
I have seen that,
of course.
Yeah, I have seen that. And then you just swap and she has to swap, so it's just like big deal. It's like I
will say though,
Yeah.
She's really strong into Emma. Like, I could not, like, you can't use her shield. Like, you can't use Emma's shield anymore when you're going against a good Squirrel Girl main, because she will break shields, like, quick. Same thing with Strange.
This is rank 1 Emma, by the way, Chad. This is rank 1 Emma saying this, so. Would you still put her in D then with Squirrel Girl? Or C?
She's still in. I'll put her high end of D. Like, still,
agree.
it's still Squirrel Girl. You have other people dealing with her. So like, yeah, I play Emma, and it is annoying to play against her, but she's not the worst to deal with, of course.
All right. I may be, this might be like a little biased, but I think Star-Lord is like so OP. I think Star-Lord is like around where Hela is. I think he's like mid S. I think this character is insane, and again, like really high skill ceiling, but this character is, I hate playing against Star-Lord on the characters that are supposed to counter him. That's how much I hate him. Like he's like, well, you go mag for Star-Lord. His mobility is so nuts, and like, man, I feel like he can just do whatever he wants. I just think this character is only really limited by a player's ability, and at the end of the day, you have to judge around people being good at the character, not like mid or bad. So to me, that means Star-Lord's S. I think this character's nuts. He can just hold side angles. He's so hard to deal with. Now, I mean, maybe Star-Lord have like worse matchups with DPS that I don't know about, but it is a nightmare for tanks to play into this hero. I don't care who you're on. It is a nightmare, man.
The mobility, the iframes, the ultimate that just auto tracks and win, like,
Yeah.
it is disgusting. He's a really annoying character to deal with.
Someone said they put him in God. I mean, honestly, I kind of agree, but I just don't know enough about him to where it's like, you have to at a certain point understand, like realize, like recognize that he's very, very hard to play. He is very high skill ceiling. You have to give respect to Star-Lord players at a certain point. So I think he's around Psylocke level. I think he's probably above Psylocke, to be honest. I think this character's insane. That teleport, he's unkillable. Like with good reaction time, this character just is so unfun to play against. All right, Storm, obviously getting some changes. God, I almost feel like Star-Lord should be above Namor. Like,
Wow, I don't know. I feel like Namor is pretty.
You think Namor's better than Star-Lord?
Yeah, just slightly. Well, okay, it's kind of hard.
I'll put Namor
like
above.
neck and neck.
Yeah, I'll put Namor above.
Yeah, they're neck and neck.
All right, where would you put Storm? I'm starting to see some more Storms lately, despite losing the team up with Jeff. I think Storm is pretty good into some comps. She's good at a triple healer too, which is still a thing. I think Storm is like low A. What about you?
I mean, she's okay. I mean, her ult is like decent, I guess. I don't know. It's just hard to say because not a lot of people are coordinated within ranked, and I feel like she can be a really strong hero when there's a little bit more coordination. But like,
yeah,
she does kind of enable the.
I never hear Storm's talk.
Meta. Yeah.
You think B or C?
I'll give her. She has a lot of potential. That's the thing. I think she's at least B.
Okay. Yeah, I like B. Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, she is a flyer in a meta where there's a lot of shooty characters. We can put her in B. Yeah. I think honestly, probably above Iron Fist. I still think, personally. Okay, Punisher. Punisher's getting to that point where he is really
favorite DPS, huh?
I do like playing me some punny.
Yeah.
I haven't really pushed the limits on him though as a character. That's why I talk to other Punishers for. But I think he's pretty solid. He's really good answering to Brawl. He's pretty good into Groot. I think he gets outclassed by a lot of the top DPS. Like Psylocke can just ult him and kill him sometimes. You got like Namor ult. You got Moon Knight ult. So I kind of personally I'd put him like right around Moon Knight, probably like middle A. I think he's pretty solid, but you know, you have answers to him, and it is pretty tough to deal with in the right hands. But overall, not one of the best DPS characters. What do you think? A, middle A?
I totally agree. He's definitely like the same tier as Midnight. There's counters to him. I will say his shotgun needs to be nerfed. Like that is insane.
Yeah, I totally agree.
So much damage in one shot, like 275 as well. Like I don't know, that thing is disgusting. But yeah, I would put him at A. I guess like really good Punishers main high A, but like yeah, same around midnight.
Yeah, we're on the same page there. Okay, it might be something we're not on the same page. You know how much I hate Thor. I'm back and forth about whether I want to ban him or not. But I do understand that there are counters to Thor and you can deal with him. But you also got to remember that a character that forces counters, I think, makes him really, really strong. This, I will always say for every tier list, I'll have at least one hot take. I think my hot take for this one is that Thor is S tier, but I know people are going to disagree. I know people are going to disagree just for the fact that he is just a pure, like, carry type hero in every sense of the word. And he can do it with, honestly, I think less mechanical abilities than a lot of the top characters. So even though he may be worse than them, I think this is a character that kind of just raises the skill floor of the average player to a point where he can become oppressive, not really having to be that good at the game. I think he's low S. This might be a hot take, and I know in the hands of like a high elo, whatever, top 500 meta that may change, but I think this character is absolutely busted. But I understand. I could see an argument for A. I could even see an argument for B. But low S is where I truly believe he should be. But Ply, should I bump him down? What do you think?
No, I agree, like hard agree, because like he's not a character you can really 1v1 S. Like you can't just send off a Psylocke to deal with the Thor. You can't send off any like hero to send off. And the problem with Thor is like he is a character that is crazy good at off angles. Like he can poke at range, and you can't really contest him one-on-one unless you're a poke character yourself, like a Phoenix or a Hela.
I totally agree. And the problem is too, and this I know a lot of Thors. I have a lot of respect for Thor players. I think the character's ceiling is very high, but I think even Thor mains would probably agree with this. There are a lot of dummy Thors out there. I'm sorry. That's just the truth. I feel like you can, if you can be a dummy and climb rank, that means your character's broken, okay? That means your character is broken. So the good Thors, the smart ones who actually tap into his potential, I still think this character is everything you'd want in a ranked environment. Now, maybe not pro, maybe not like scrims, but a ranked environment. Dummy thick Thors? Yeah, exactly. Venom, I think Venom is like borderline God. But I'm gonna put Venom. I think Venom is like mid high S. I think he's so good right now.
I can't put him up there.
Okay.
And that's because I play so much Invis. Jeff hard counters him.
And you play Emma, which is really good into him.
Emma Frost is really good into him. The grab and like doing the one-shot combos is really strong.
I will say too, like people love to say like Hulk into Venom is like, oh, Hulk counters Venom. No, a Venom that knows what they're doing can kind of make it so you're forced to kind of counter dive, because you'll like the skill check is basically, can you stun his swing or exile it? And if you do, you kill him. If not, he just perma harasses and gets out, does more damage than you, takes more damage than you. So the skill check is like obvious. It's like very Venom favored, and I think the good Venoms are really aware of that and kind of, I don't know, they're smart with their swings. They time it. I will respect Ply's opinion though, because you are able to counter him, and I also feel like when I play Thing, he's not too bad. So you think high A then? Or even lower?
I put him in the same tier as like Hulk in a way, because the thing that makes Venom kind of like really counterable is his window, right? This is like his kill box, his kill timing. When he goes in, it's really obvious when he goes in, and when he goes out, that's 6 seconds. So like typically Venoms, they'll go on high ground, they'll dive in, and then sometimes they'll just go out instantly to bait out a cooldown, right? The problem is he has to wait another 6 seconds, and that's pretty much enough time for everyone to gain like closer to their abilities for him to go back in. And within the timing of when he goes back in, if he wants to escape, he has to consider the abilities anyways. So it's really interesting. There's a lot of protocol side like
I feel like a lot of people
talk
just,
about.
for some
Yeah.
reason, are unwilling to swap to counters to him. But then the good Venoms will see
Yeah.
the counters and kind of mix it up. So, and he can get value. He just makes every game so close. I honestly like. I feel like I almost should put him above Thor. I don't know. I personally think Venom
I
is.
think I put him in the same level as Thor, low S, but
I
still like
I think Venom's
a huge
S.
threat.
Yeah, I think Venom
Yeah,
is.
I can see that.
I think he's just he's way more useful. Bucky. I think Bucky's solid. I don't think the nerfs really did anything. I think he's probably above. I don't know. Maybe like middle of A. What do you think about Bucky?
I don't know. Every time I play against this character, I think he's disgusting and broken and god tier. But like, I don't know if everyone's just really good at aiming at him or not. Like, I just randomly get one tapped by him every single time.
He does a lot of
But,
damage.
Like, the shield nerfs really like hit him though. So I don't know. I want to put him at S because of how much I hate that character, but he has to be in high A for me.
You think high A?
He's really good. Yeah, he can really fit around like any comp. He's good at anti-dive. He's really good at poke.
I definitely think
really
he's
good against
above.
brawl.
Yeah, I definitely think he's above Punisher and Moon Knight. I definitely think high A is probably where I would put him too.
Definitely, yeah.
Yeah, he's very good. He's very good. I just think he's like a little edged out by some of the top hero. But I see Bucky's carry all the time. He's a very good hero. Wolverine.
I don't know. I feel like he's kind of terrible. He just gets countered by so many characters.
Yeah.
A lot of the support characters can boop him off.
You think he's terrible? You think he's below?
Terrible. He's definitely.
You think he's below Magic?
It's. I'm between A and B tier. It's between those two. It's
I'm down to
definitely
put him in B.
Scarier than Iron Fist. I think he's top of B because
Yeah.
there's so many like random interactions that just stop him from doing damage. So like most of the game, you're trying to figure out how to engage, and then it just doesn't work because a random interaction happens. Like you get booped off. I don't know. He just doesn't do enough in the neutrals to justify him like
Yeah.
A tier. You know.
No, you're right. Yeah, I think I agree. I think you're right. Wolverine is a character that I feel like he's you kind of just pick a lot of the DPS that are better than him, and you usually will do fine. I also think you can just go solo tank into Wolverine, and triple DPS is not even bad right now. It's really not. I've been seeing a lot of Fantastics carry games lately. Is that because he's meta, or I just dropped a piss low Ply? I think Mr. Fantastic's pretty mid. But
I think he's mid too, but like there are some like I don't know. There's not a lot of scary fantastic players. He gets destroyed by so many DPS heroes. So many DPS. Like his matchup against supports is really his only good matchup now thinking about it.
Yeah.
And I guess he is annoying for Hulk players, of course, or Venoms, or anyone that's
he's pretty
flying like
annoying.
Angela.
But I'd rather go against a Fantastic than a Namor. I'd rather go against a Fantastic than any of the DPS. I think he's like bottom of B. I think he's bottom of B. I still think he's good. Like they puts out a lot of damage, takes a lot of damage. I think people can have a hard time with him. He's gonna get guaranteed value just because of his ease of use. I think to me that is a middle of the pack character. I think he's B. I think he's still good. Like
yeah, I agree.
I'd probably put him, right around Iron Fist. I think he's a solid character. Invis, I'll let you take the lead on this one, Ply.
She's it is disgusting how broken this character is, especially when Frank, even when you're going against like Cloak and Dagger roll, like you're fine because she's just such a survivable character. The only threat like I feel like I have is DD or maybe Jeff, because Jeff's weirdly annoying when playing Invis. But like she is easily like the best like solo support like just the best like support character out there. You hope your like dive like crazy because you give them a shield. You can help your poke take a different off angle, and that gives them pretty much a free bubble. And if you use it correctly, if you recall the shield, you can put it on yourself like 1 second later. You have like this stupid vortex bubble that like it's just annoying and in their face, and it's just doing passive damage and slowing them. And then you have your pull that like manipulates where they're going. Like it is just insane. And you're doing constant damage. I've out damaged so many people in the lobby. playing this character. Like, it is disgusting.
I think she's. Where do you think? I got it on screen here.
I have to put her in God because she's been
Thank
carrying
you.
me in these
Thank
games.
you.
Like,
And this is a person who plays support in top 5. Again, this is someone who understands. She got nerfs. She's still a raid boss. She's insane. This character is so overtuned. I think they need to keep looking at her. I think she's better than Cloak and Dagger, but Cloak and Dagger I think has more ease of use for most people. So I think you have to factor that in a little bit. I think Invis can. Oh my god, she's insane.
No, I agree.
I would put her a below Cloak, personally.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah.
Just because of the ult. But I think good Invises are legit. Just server admin. All right, Torch. I was actually just talking to the rank 1 Torch on my podcast with Coach Mills. He didn't really talk about too much how good Torch was, but the general vibe was that he's pretty good, but like a change or two away from being meta is kind of where he's at with Torch, is what the vibe I got from Mike. Mike's above you. I personally think Torch is high B just from my experiences playing against him. I think that's probably where I put him. What do you think, Ply? Is that fair?
I think him himself would be B, but him and like getting buffed like Ultron or like Invis, that shield is still like really useful for him.
Is he the best at that?
Like the shadow buffs?
Oh yeah, and Mike said there was a shadow buff. You think he's really okay?
Shadow buff to his ult. I think he's low A. It's kind of a sleeper pick, to be honest. He's still really hard to kill, especially against good Torch players. And then when you enable him with like Ultron, he does sometimes feel like Thanos. So like, I think I have to put him like low A. Same carry potential as probably a Magic player, honestly. So I'll put him around like the same level as Magic, definitely.
Yeah, and this is why I like having a second opinion chat, because a lot of the characters as Hulk that I don't really struggle with too much, I feel like I have a natural bias towards. I try to get a lot of opinions of other people before I do these types of tier lists, but I also understand it's because I am someone who likes to focus my efforts more on one character, not many. But I try to make up for that by listening to a lot of different conversations happening, and then also just kind of judging it based off my own games. But sometimes there's a little gray area where people may disagree based on their own experiences, right? Where I really, so I mean, I think these tier lists, I think it's important to make it a collaboration. I'll never claim to be like, I know everything about every hero. There's always going to be someone out there who has more knowledge and different opinions and situations than you. So I kind of enjoy, this conversation, and I'll probably put him in A here. I think I'm convinced. Like, I'll put him in A. I wish I would have. I think I did ask Mike what he put him, but for the life of me, I can't remember. But I guess the podcast episode will be out soon. Thing has gone so down in win rate. I have very strong opinions about Thing and why I think he's a pretty terrible hero, which is that you don't have to really pick tanks into Thing now. You can pick like one or even none, and he pretty much just can't play the game. I think Thing is really good at last checkpoint hold on defense, and he's really good against dive on offense. Apart from that, he's okay to like Groot now. Some of his matchups got better, but overall, I think Thing is really weak and easily countered. Still strong, still has a lot of output, has a place, but I think Thing is actually, like, even though he's like decent into Hulk and stuff, I think he's like kind of useless. I think he's like high B. I don't think he's very good right now. And seeing his win rate, I think is a more of a sign. Not so much that Thing has gotten up like straight worse from these changes. Like, I think the bans actually help Thing because he's more counterable than some other heroes. But it's the fact that I think people are just figuring the changes out from a patch or two ago. Where it's just, I think people are starting to realize Thing is really not that good. He's like a counter to a few heroes. That's about it. I think Thing's high B.
I think it's not really the people figuring out, but it's the meta of neutral game. So what does Thing really excel at? And it's really the ultimates.
Fast ults.
If you can have a Thing sit in a Luna ult and there's like another Cloak and Dagger ult, and he's just right clicking.
That's a really good point.
So fast.
Yeah, it's not.
That's what boosts is like.
Yeah. And it's not even so much that he's bad in the neutral, which is a lot longer now. It's that he's good in the alt phase. I think that's such a good point. Yeah, and that really, and then that on top of just like Hell in the Moor still being good, and it's just like, yeah, no, I totally agree with that. That's a really good point. This is why I brought him on, guys. This is why we brought him on. All right, Emma, this is your character. I'll let you.
Man, she
talk about the buffs.
She's so good. Her buffs, like just everything I wanted. I used to complain about like just blowing up whenever I Emma, or like have to use my shield. So like there's a lot of things that I have to think about as Emma, using shield before using crystal, or using shield before using ult, because she's just such a squishy character if people just look at you and focus you. That's why I think Squirrel goes pretty good into her Iron Man. Like anything with like big splash damage or big damage that just breaks your shield, just makes her like feel like a DPS sometimes. Like she's really squishy.
Did you know that Hulk's tank that he's the highest win rate against is actually Emma? Did you know that?
Really?
Does it feel that way in your games?
Definitely not. Well, when I'm playing her, at least, no. That's really interesting though. But I think the thing that makes Emma so incredibly strong, and it seems like they don't get it, is her crystal. Her crystal is the most broken part of her kit because it forces people to respect it. You can't just run off like 50% health thinking that you're fine. You will like die. And then because it's 25% of your health, there's one-shot combos that I hard abuse. You probably seen it like while I play with CaptainCoach. A Thor just walks up to me, instantly dies.
You're insane.
I do the one-shot combo and instantly dies. So she feels great into like certain heroes.
I feel like she got buffed. I feel like she got buffed heavy. Personally.
Definitely a buff.
Yeah.
There are comps that like she really hard struggles against.
Okay.
Yes, Venom, like she's okay into, but when her kit revolves around
uptime,
only, like, a window of time,
right?
Like she becomes really weak at that point, and it's all about her grabs, and that becomes really boring. And she's just not good. There's better heroes for that. So
yeah, I think that's a really realistic. Yeah, I think I had a feeling that was coming, and I think that's a fair take, because she is. I think a lot of people with their problem with Emma is that when you pick stuff that is bad into her, she just feels so oppressive. But it's Ply makes a good point that there are comps that you can play around her that aren't that bad. Like I said, like Hulk can kind of just avoid her and find value elsewhere. And it's not so much that it is good for Hulk. Like Hulk does not like playing into Emma, but I like the Ply's point about she kind of needs uptime. Hulk denies her that. Like Hulk can basically make it so she has to go hit somebody else, and that might not always be who she wants to be going for. But
yeah, that's why I love that character though. She's like heavily aim tracking, and she's all about the push and pull game. And the longer she is pulling that rope and like pushing onto you, she becomes stronger throughout the battle. It's just when there is no uptime, she becomes really weak. Her beam damage is like insignificant. It's just nothing. So
I think
I have to put her at A because of.
Yeah, I think high A is where I had her. Ultron, I think Ultron, this might be another hot take. I think he's like sleeper pretty good right now, but do I want to put him in A? I'd probably say Ultron is like high B. I think he's on the right. I think he's pretty good. Like he's so nice when you just need more team healing. And I'm not even good at Ultron, and I still feel like I can pick him and kind of get value. I think high B. I think probably above Thing. But is that like a hot take? I don't know. Would you put him higher?
I think in the correct comp he's A, but most games he's B, if not C, because people, I just don't think people like playing around Ultrons. Everyone just gets mad at
100%.
They have an Ultron on their team, and then they start throwing and inting. And it's like, I guess to the regular player base, like they don't like Ultron. He's not good. But when you start to add like a little bit of coordination, he gives like speed boost, a little bit of like damage amp.
Yeah,
he's actually really strong.
I agree.
People have to figure it out.
I think he's better in a more competitive environment, but still very, very useful in ranked just because of the passive like guaranteed healing. It's just one of those things where it's like reliable. You love to have it on your team, and if you're really good on him, I think he's a solid pick. Just gatekept by the fact that he won't have enough healing the higher rank you go. I think that's why I put him in high B, not quite A. But I agree with everything you said. I totally agree with everything you said. Like I think he's. You could even put him in S in some comps. Like he's really good.
Yeah.
He's really good. But just being realistic with like his use cases, they're definitely higher than they used to be. Maybe I should put him even a little higher, but I think you can't really force this character, which is what's holding him back. Phoenix. Do we think Phoenix is S tier or God? That's a question we got to ask ourselves.
I absolutely hate this character. I like the amount of things of her ult. Like just thinking about her ult, where she's invincible for 8 seconds, just staring into your soul, and then she can. It's just the fact that like she is the attention. Like everyone's looking at her, but she never dies. Right? She's a Phoenix. Literally.
All right.
And then her Phoenix form contests point, like, and she gets all her cooldowns if she just.
I put her in God.
Like she benefits.
I put her in God. We're good. Let's keep this moving. We all know why she's OP and broken. She's insane. I think she's the best DPS pretty much. Blade. I think Blade's pretty good right now. I think Blade is like. I think Blade is above Cap. I think he's above Adam. I think he's above Hulk. I think Punisher, Moon Knight.
He's secretly God.
Yeah. You think he's above like Bucky? You really think he's that good?
So okay, so like in really really high elo, like I even seen like stinkers just permaban this character because there would be like a crazy Blade main on the other team. Like he is like scary enough for the top like rank 1, like the current rank 1 player to start banning him right away. Like I think he is like secretly like broken. I don't think it's figured out yet.
Yeah.
I think he's at least A tier.
At
least.
I think he's A. I think he's A, but on the rise. Like big time on the rise.
Yes.
And I think it's more of like a knowledge thing and playstyle thing. But I fought against one of the top Blades the other day a few times, and it was doable, but it was pretty tough to deal with, and it felt like there was nothing we could do sometimes. But I still think you can kind of just shoot him and burst him down, and but if he gets on a coordinated team where they're like following up with his dive and he knows how to like side angle and sustain himself, like
cloak blind. Oh yeah, he just die instantly.
I think he's like high A. I think he's probably above Punisher, Moon Knight, but Bucky, well, that's kind of, I'm not sure.
I put him above Bucky in my opinion.
You put him above Bucky? You really think he's that broken?
Yeah.
All right.
He's secretly broken, and that anti-heal hurts. Like he kills through support ults like quite often now, and it's scary.
Yeah. Okay. Angela. Angela, I think, is really still good right now. I don't think the nerfs really hurt her too much. I think she's. God, ooh, this is a tough one. I think Angela players are also getting better now too. I think like top of A personally, but I could see an argument for her being higher. I can't really see one for her being lower. I think she's probably around Emma, to be honest. I'd probably say right below Emma. What would you think, Ply?
I think so too. She has a lot of counters. Playing Invis is like probably a pain for her, especially that it's the cooldown, right? Like now she has to wait 6 seconds instead of 3, and her kit kind of revolves around kidnapping, right? And then whenever she goes on the ground, it's like either you kill the person or you just die as like Angela. So I don't really see that as like a useful ability. Yeah, she's just a high skill like character, and
super high skill.
I put her higher than A. So
Blade has been Blade has been shit for so long that when people figure him out, I think he's gonna be sleeper. Yeah, I totally agree, Death. All right, Daredevil, were the nerfs enough? I don't think so. I think this is an S tier hero. I'd probably put him above Venom. I'd put above Spider-Man, above Mag.
This character.
He's still broken. Above Hela. Yeah, because I think he's a little probably, I wouldn't say easier, but I think around Psylocke. I'd probably say put him above Psylocke too. I still think he's really good. I see this character actually run.
Invis, I cry. I see this character while I play Invis. I just cry because it is miserable. Like, your other support has to be doing so much healing to where it's not really the support's job to deal with them. It's really the DPS and the CC. Daredevil's weak to like getting hit by CC, but because he has a block that lasts for like 3 seconds, like it feels impossible to do so. So like
Yeah.
I don't know. In my opinion, he feels just really broken because of what he has in his kit, and that's why he would always stay in S tier. He's just so strong.
Gambit. So Gambit ult got nerfed by 2 seconds, but they increased the damage during it, lowered the movement speed. I think Gambit is still god tier. Personally, I think he's right at the bottom of it. But I could also put him in S. I think Gambit is still meta defining. But he's definitely like less OP, I guess. But I don't know.
I go back and forth. I believe he can't be higher than Loki, and that's because of his neutrals being so weak now. He's really he kind of falls apart when there's dive and people coordinated during the neutrals, and he doesn't really have that much self-healing, right? So he kind of relies on the second support already, and it's really his ult that's like making him broken, and his dash. I think dashing for like 60 meters is insane.
Yeah.
But other than that, like his neutrals is really not too much. I think the only reason why we see Gambit so strong is because of Loki. Loki
Interesting.
has the lowest amount of like energy charge, or well, I think he has like one of the higher ones, but he gets it so fast it doesn't matter. So Loki players would always get their ult before the Gambit for some reason, and then it just becomes a snowball. It's literally a snowball effect.
Most Gambits chat, it's really about who ults first, because it's more about getting the quick kill than like you said, snowballing, winning a fight. So okay. One character that I think people miss the mark on when kind of accounting for how they would do in this meta is Rogue. I think a lot of people thought that because the ults were going down, that Rogue being able to effectively kind of suck more alt charge away from people because of how much longer they take to charge now would be more valuable. But I don't think Rogue has really seen the kind of shift that people thought. I actually think she's really not that great right now. I don't think Rogue, like, there's not really a reason to pick her over other tanks. Like, yeah, she's good into Hulk, but I think Hulk provides way more value to a team than Rogue. I think Rogue is one of the characters that I missed the mark on, like, for my predictions. I think she's I think Rogue is I never see them really do too great. There's a few good ones, but even the good ones I've beaten, I think she's like worse than Hulk. I think she's high B, believe it or not. I think Rogue is, which is a real shame. It's just kind of like the meta doesn't favor her. I think she's a good character. You could definitely carry on her, but I just don't know why you'd pick her over other heroes. Cloak and Dagger over Gambit? Yeah, I mean, Cloak and Dagger can kill through Gambit ult with damage amp and survive it with her ult. Like, it's her. She's definitely Cloak and Dagger's
also,
OP.
like 6 seconds longer. Like you always like outlive that ult. It's disgusting. I don't know. I somewhat agree. That's interesting. You said people think she got buffed from the update with like the neutral.
Well, just which is weird because it's like Rogue really makes all her plays during her ult. So I mean, if Rogue's getting her ult slower,
that's what I was thinking, yeah,
which a lot of people I think didn't like. Rogue's neutral is not great. It's very risky too when you go into characters that can like CC you and grab you. But I like Rogue is tankier. She can like tank more damage than Hulk, but her neutral is still like you have to have a certain level of risk on Rogue in her neutral. And she's better kind of side angling and looking for fights than kind of like disengaging and just. You don't see a lot of rogues. It's a shame because she's really fun and she's good, but just they might want to look at her neutral a little bit, I think, or maybe make her ult come up a little quicker. But okay, what is this?
I think when it comes to Rogue, the thing that makes her so weak is how the ult is really set up. I think only draining once it hits like 80 and above, kind of like, I don't know. I feel like it should be a little bit cooler where like it just drains in general. Maybe decrease the amount it drains, but it does drain. And most of the time you're just using the ult just to use it now. And she doesn't build ult so fast. So like someone already ults, your value from that initial ult did nothing to their ult charge. I feel like if it affected ult charge, it doesn't matter what percentage you are, it would affect the game a little bit more and we'll see more play. But because her ult doesn't do anything and her neutrals are really risky, and she requires team play and a lot of follow-up, because that's where you see all the like burst damage rogue plays. It's because like everyone was already half HP and then she just like gulps everything up. Yeah, she's just really weak. She's just really weak right now because of her kit.
Yeah, she also can't drain through shields. That's a good point, Death. All right. So there's only one Deadpool icon. I'll just edit in the icon after in post. We'll do Tank Pool first. I think Tank Pool is god tier. I think he's the most broken character in the game. I think he's #1. The nerfs weren't nearly enough. If anything, he's gotten worse because the tank pools have gotten better and started figuring him out and figuring out how you dive with them and abuse him. He's insane. He's an insane hero. Needs more nerfs. I don't think there's really much to be said. Then we'll go for DPS pool, who got a couple, well, he got like nerfed, but he got buffs the patch before a little bit. And now I think the DPS pools are starting to get really scary. I'm not ready to put him in S yet, but I think he's high A. I think he's up around like above Blade. I think DPS pool's kind of crazy. What do you think?
He's crazy in the right hands. It really depends on the player though. I think you have to be such a skilled player in order to do so.
Yeah.
And now, did you see the recent patch notes on his nerfs? Like, I think that might hit him pretty hard because now he can't do the jump as much, which hurts him a lot.
Yeah.
And anyone that button mash, which a lot of Deadpool players do when they right click during his ult, they can't do that like as much as before. So he's definitely gonna tank it a little bit, especially for his ults. All
right.
I don't know. I go back and forth between like A and S. I think he's probably an A tier if anything. Though.
Yeah. All right. We'll say high A. Okay. And now heal pool. I think heal pool is hot garbage. I think it's like so bottom, probably like top of C, to be honest. I think it's. I never see heal pools do well. I bottom of B, top of C.
Bottom of C.
Bottom of C.
So,
okay.
I hate playing with support pools. Like when they're like, I've only played with 1 or 2 support pools, and
not
that's
good
because they know how to do damage in his kit. It's not because of his healing. He's actually decent at dealing damage. But like support pools don't usually do that, and they just heal bot, and you can't really play that way. And he feels terrible as like a support character. So like I honestly just hate playing with like support pools. And I put him bottom C.
Someone said heal pool is god tier for triple support comps in top 500 games. I could see that just because of the aiming. But this isn't a tier list for top 500. All right, so and then we have Elsa. I think this is just an obvious like put in god tier, go next, right? Like this character's still broken. Yeah. Don't think the nerfs are going to do much. And then we have White Fox. We'll say this is White Fox. We'll again, I'll put up a graphic. White Fox before buffs, White Fox after the buffs coming here. Where would we put White Fox before the buffs? I think low A, personally.
I play her quite a bit, and honestly, I feel like I put in so much work, but it equates to almost nothing sometimes. I barely get like the amount of healing output that I would like to see. The charm doesn't really, like, it helps sometimes, but it's so slow to where whoever CCs the player, like, it already happens. Like Luna Snow, I honestly think they should buff like how fast her charm is compared to all the other CCs being like nearly instant. Like I feel like
I hate her charm though,
and too risky. It is annoying, but it's very. I don't know. I feel like I do so much on this character and still lose because there's just so much better support characters out there.
So I think. Do you think she's better or worse than Luna then in B?
I will say slightly better than Luna.
Yeah, I mean,
definitely a buff.
I think people are still figuring her out. Yeah. I've played against the rank 1 White Fox, and let me tell you, it was not fun. I think once people start to get, I don't know. I trust your opinion for sure. So I'm gonna put her where you said, but I think there's still some learning to do. Okay, so what are your predictions for after the changes for White Fox since you've played her a bit? And we'll end it here. If you saw the hotfix changes to her.
Oh, it's going up so much.
I think she'll be S.
It's gonna be. It's hard to say S. I can't tell for sure. Definitely bump her up a tier though to A, maybe high A.
Okay.
It's because of her ult. Her ult is so weak, and getting out of the ult feels like you're kind of trapped, and you're forced to use, your teleport ability.
Yeah.
That's the only survivability ability. But now that she's at least getting 2 tails, this allows her to insta dash, like immediately. There's a tech where you do like key buffering. You switch forms and instantly dash. That is going to help her when she's ulting. So you have 2 options of escape. Was that the only buff? I'm pretty sure she gets her like
resets her charge on the ult. She gets like self-healing on one of her abilities. I don't know the name of her ability, so it's kind of hard for me to remember. But
yeah, those would help like a little bit. I think it bumps her up a tier because it makes her ult more. She can be more aggressive with her ult and have more options now. So yeah, I'll put her in A tier after the buffs, but that's me just predicting it.
All right. Well, we got our tier list done. Thanks for joining me, Ply. Can you want to give people your info? Where can they find you?
Yeah, of course. I stream every other day. Monday, Wednesday, Fridays, and Sundays. Every Sundays I do my coaching streams. I stream on Twitch TV, Plyfofun. And I also have my YouTube also set as Plyfofun. So yeah, definitely check me out there. I do free coaching on Sundays. And yeah.
Wow, just like me. Well, there you go, guys. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So thanks for tuning in. A little different, everybody watching. Let me know if you liked having another guest on. Maybe Ply should just go do their own tier list. So, next, maybe you have enough people that just want your opinion. But I thought this was cool. I thought this was different. I think we agreed on just about everything with a couple slight differences, which is a good sign, I think, for the game. Would you agree? Everyone has a pretty good idea like what's good and like what's not. So don't forget to Hulk smash that like button, Hulk smash that subscribe button. Leave a comment. Did we get it right or wrong? And I'll see you in the next one. Losing my voice. Jeez.